400, Copper Heights. More than the story, this the life that I chose. Bank salad, win, lose, and draw. Win, lose, and draw.
What's up, everyone? So we back in this thing, man. It's your boy Suave.
Ooh. And your boy Vegas.
We all striped up in this thing. Shout out to Tiger
Ooh,
Stripe
pop out.
Apparel.
Pop
Uh,
out.
they coming out with a whole new line of, shirts, designs, hoodies, all that stuff, man. So be on the lookout for that. I hope y'all love that intro, man. Shout out to the drummer boy. So,
That's out.
what's up, chat? What's up, Jaleese in this thing.
Jalees.
Jaleese in this thing.
Yes.
Man, dude, I like that. I don't know if your hair is like that right now, but I like that picture. Your hair look nice. So we are here to talk business, man. We're gonna talk about today. We're gonna talk about your character versus your reputation. You know, so let's get into it. What you get? What you think about this? Hey,
So I think, are we talking about character first?
Let's get it. Let's get it, Dad. What you think? What you gotta say about character?
As a child, I've always heard that character is who you are when no one is looking.
Okay.
And while that remains true, I look upon it as a person who is committed to a set of values, principles that they're not willing to compromise or on which they're willing to waver.
Okay. Yeah, I think man, now I want everybody to know that your character and your reputation share some very similar traits, man, and they work hand in hand in building
Thanks.
on who you are. Um, I think that your character also can be who you want to define yourself as, working into your reputation. You know,
Mm.
um, I'm gonna hit the reputation part before we go into the next part of it. So your reputation, man, I will define that as, what do you want to represent? How are you being presented? You know, uh, your reputation for a lot of people is what they want to carry as their title, what they want to leave behind. Their legacy, their history. You know, when you think of that person, you think of that reputation, the type of person they are. Um, how do you build your character? Let's start there. How do you build, like, where do you even get that? How do you even start? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna jump in there first, babe, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
I would say, man, a good start is, when you start young. When you start young, find out what defines you, who you are. What do you like? Do you like art, poetry, sports, whatever all those things will start molding you into who you want what you want your character to be like. Are people gonna know you as, hey, you're the happy guy? You're a very nice guy. Are people gonna know you as a jerk? What is your character? How are you gonna continue on with that? Whatever your character define you as, like I said earlier, it's gonna merge into what your reputation is gonna be. You know, so a few ways of doing that, like I said, is extra activities, man. That's a good way to build your character. What do you think, Ray?
I like what you said, just stemming from childhood and just in the context of one's history is so important as to the shaping and the molding and the refinement of their character. Man, the only thing I can say behind that perfect definition, Suave, is that character is definitely something that goes with us. It's ongoing and it's constantly in development based on what from experience to experience. And I'll say that we'll be doing it to the end of our life, specific to whatever phase of our life that we're in. As a single man, my character, my outlook, how I would be described is a lot different than as a married man. Would be different from what people may understand or what I may understand about myself as a father. And seemed like you had something behind that.
I was about to say, not only that, but my character and your character 9 times out of 10 are different. You know what I'm saying? We may have some similar traits, but our characteristics may be totally different, you know.
And I
Continue
like how
on,
you
though.
pointed out. I like how you even pointed out with reputation, with how basically your character grooms your reputation. And the thing about reputations is everyone has one, just like character. Reputation can be for inanimate objects such as a school district, such as a particular type of dog, which one is likely to be good at hunting as opposed to one that may be good for extracurricular play. I say that character can or reputation can exist differently for a person in particular at home than it does in their professional workplace, or from family member to family member. They may perceive, because ultimately I guess the reputation is about what people believe and what they perceive, but it can also be about the way that you see yourself. And no, it was just one more thing about that building character. I believe just as in the same with reputation, it's a community effect necessary, not just from naysayers in terms of people who don't really know who you are and have just heard about you or have seen you on rare or few occasions, but that information, how do you see me? What do you believe about me? How you perceive me? What do you feel my reputation is? Can come from family, can come from people like your spouse, can come from people like your siblings, people who are around you more time and who don't mind being honest with you for the sake of improvement or embetterment.
Okay. So we got a question in the chat, and I'm glad someone asked this question because this is a great question right here. It says, what if someone's childhood is full of darkness and misguidance? That's a good question. Let me shine some light on that. Going into your reputation, Will's going to speak on your reputation. You have to set limits on what you believe. You know, what are your morals? You know, what standards you want to set as. Now, if a person has grown up in a dark childhood, had a dark childhood, and things been going on, well, of course they're going to think a certain way. But that's why we have things like role models. We have like people that really, leaders, really care about that person and going to guide them in the right direction. Now, the right direction for them may be stealing, killing, robbing. You know what I'm saying? Of course, robbing is stealing, but it'll be all those negative things, you know. But when you show people love and you care about that person and they see a whole nother side of what life is, then things change for that person. They start saying, oh, okay, this whole way that I've been thinking of, that's only a piece of it. Yeah, there's some evil people out there, but there's also some great people out there. I don't want to be known as the person that everywhere I come around, someone's afraid of me. You know what I'm saying? I want to be known as the person that loves me and I love others. You know what I'm saying? So unfortunately, people go through those things, man, and they are misled. You know, then I feel like they're only shown one piece of life or what life is instead of the love part. Yeah, there's some bad stuff in life, but what about the good stuff though? You know, what about that love? You know, and I think once a person get that, then they'll decide how their reputation going to be. Now, also with that comment, unfortunately, that person reputation is going to be looked at negatively, you know, if they fall into those things. So Great example. When I was growing up, I was around a group of people that believed in breaking people houses and beating people up and all that stuff. So that's what I did because I felt it was right. I felt comfortable doing those things. When I got older, I started learning different ways. I don't want to grow up and everywhere I walk around, someone hate me or I gotta watch my back everywhere I go. No, man,
Mm,
I wanted people to love me. So I'm
mm.
glad you asked that question, Cloud Validation. If you have something else to add on to what I said, man, by all means, put it in the chat.
Shouts out to Jaleese for that comment that was on the screen a moment ago.
I got you. You want to go ahead and read it?
Said great points, Bay. I'm Bay. Including more than people in the definition, and also including the family and how it can go for our betterment. Precisely. Doc, was it Cloud earlier?
Cloud
Asked a
Validation.
good question,
Mm-hmm.
and you did well on it, Suave, in terms of saying that even though misguidance and even, I guess, a phase or some time of darkness took place with a particular person, there were also other experiences that we can shine a light on that can weigh heavily into the shaping and the future molding for a particular person. I heard how you even use yourself for an example, talking about the crowd that was influential for you in an earlier time, as far as how to go about maybe burglarizing homes or, as you use or say, breaking in. Would you, because of the refinement process that you experience, as being subject to mentors, as being subject to role models, as being subject to a development of your character, you no longer do those things. You lived and you learned, and there was some balance that you found between those ill experiences of being misguidance and darkness, as well as begin to embrace more of the things that will produce love in you and will produce better outlook in you, will produce a more, I guess, a deeper, I say a deeper value into what character and reputation was for you. I heard you say earlier that one has to decide on what they want their reputation and character to be. And I heard you basically say that you decided that you wanted differently for yourself. You wanted to be not only for yourself, but to be perceived fully for what your potential is, Suave. And that's what has come out over the course of the years as you subjected yourself to that.
What
Great
about your
example.
What about yourself, Vay? Would you say that you went through some changes in your life to be like some of the things that you thought you were doing were good in your past? Now they're something totally different that's shaping your new reputation of who you are, your new character.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. To be honest, Suave, something that scared me a long time ago was that we'll see what we were again, whether it's through our children, whether it's through our family, whether it's just understanding it some way or another. And I'm like, what do I want to come back to me? What type of lessons do I want to be remembered for? As you were talking about legacy earlier, but even more so, like as I'm getting older, I know that some of the things I'm doing isn't cool, and I know I wouldn't want it done to me. I know I wouldn't want to be talked to like this, viewed like this, and such. And so, what can I do about it to become more conscientious or about, how I'm seeing, which is why I reverted earlier, or I discussed earlier, how you can kind of count up on people who love you, who are close to you, who can be honest to you, and see what it is that they're saying as well as what you believe about yourself. And being humble and understanding first that you're human, giving yourself grace is something that the wifey always says. And then going from there, I believe you'll not only give yourself what you need with that honesty, with that grace to yourself, with that humility, but going forward, you can take step by step to undo the character that has been previously established to, basically turn that caterpillar into a butterfly, if you will.
Mm-hmm. And I want to shout out Leah. You heard me do it right now, Vegas, because she always claimed that I don't shout her out. Shout out to Leah.
Get him.
I don't know what
Get
YouTube
him.
show she be watching, man, where I don't shout her out, but shout out to Leah. But yeah, man. So like let's talk about how do you so we talked about how some ways you could build your character. tell us how can you build your reputation, babe?
Man, I think in the same way as character, being intentional, being humble, being serious. You start there. Like, what is it that you want to prove to be true about yourself? What is it that you want to be inherently true about you? Because ultimately, when you are that person in public and not just in private, people will begin to see that what we see is what we get. What we heard about what's at home is the same thing that we see out here in respects to, from relationship, we got family at home, but here we may have strangers, we may have colleagues and such. But kindness shouldn't change from home to the workplace. Generosity shouldn't change. Honesty shouldn't change. What else can we say? Integrity shouldn't change. Sharing shouldn't change. It's some things that are going to be core to who we are. And as they show up in our character, that same consistency will begin to be known by others, which can shape our reputation.
I feel you. I want to say that I wouldn't say you wanna be too serious, man. Because if you too serious and you can't even joke about us talking about personal questions.
Okay.
That's an inside joke me and Cloud have, but like we played this video the game. I was like, man, let's play a game called Personal Questions.
I
But
think
anyway,
okay, no doubt.
yeah, it's too funny, man. But my man Cloud said once he had something happen in his life that he didn't want to lose, change. I guess he was saying he don't want to lose it and change everything. But his focus turned 180 and was on fire for the good fight. Things in your life, your
That's powerful.
experiences also shapes you. Your good and bad experiences shape you. Now, I'm gonna go out and say this, and I hope no one else taking the wrong way, me being harsh, but if the way that you experience those bad and good things, let's say the bad things, for example, when something happened and it's something traumatizing, you have to fight for yourself. This is a battle for you. This became your personal battle, and you have to decide: do I want this to take over my life and control me, or do I want to keep fighting and get over this, like get through it? Either you're gonna give up and give in, or you're gonna keep fighting until it's just not even relevant in your life. A person coming out of prison, that's their old life. That's their past life. They ain't already served their time in. They out in prison. They trying to do right by themselves. You know what I'm saying? I wish more people give them the opportunity to do better. Just like with any situation, if you're dating someone, for example, that has been through something that's traumatizing, like I don't know, like rape, and they're not too comfortable with dating, or when they date, they don't want to be all close and touchy feeling at the beginning. You got to give them time. You know what I'm saying? So understanding that person battle helps them fight through it. Empathizing with that person. We're not perfect. You know what I'm saying? We're not perfect. So those are some good points, man. We are definitely trying to throw out that good knowledge for you guys, man. So character versus your reputation. What do you want to leave behind? What type of person you want to be? What type of person you want to be? What you want to add on it, babe, before we close?
Man, I appreciate this time. As you said, just always good to share with the brother here. Y'all check out my brother more on those other podcasts. Rabe can reference them. I know that there are 2 others at least.
Yeah, man. So the Man Cave, we're coming out with that new season, coming out very soon, man. So me and my co-host SPG is working on some intros and everything, and getting a whole new list of things we're gonna talk about, man. The Man Cave, and then we got my other show, Man versus Woman. Check that out next week. This is the month of March represent those women out there. So we're gonna give them a whoop whoop for sure.
Much
You know what I'm
love.
saying? So we
Always.
appreciate all the women out there. This is Women History Month, and we want to say that we appreciate y'all, man. So definitely check out the Man versus Woman show next Wednesday. That's every Wednesday. Every Wednesday. Man versus Woman around 4:10, 4:15 Central Time. Same as the Man Cave show. It's gonna be, you know, any other day but Wednesday, 4:15, 4:10, 4:15 Central Time. And then you got this show right here. This is a once a month show. So be on the lookout for next month's show on the Diamond Show, you know, around this time, 4:15, 5 o'clock, you know what I'm saying, Central Time. You know, thank y'all all for supporting me, man, and my boy right here, my brother right here. I just want to do some shout outs, man. Shout out to your girl, Jaleese. Shout out to your girl, Jaleese.
Yes.
You know, shout out to your boy Lo-Fi Monk. He has a show tonight. Catch that, you know, on Lo-Fi Monk on YouTube. Shout out to your boy Cloud Validation. You know,
Cloud.
Your girl Leah. Please shout her out. You know.
Get her, Leah.
I know, right? Everybody's been so great coming in, man, and we appreciate it. We're gonna hit y'all with this outro, though.
Peace.
Go, honey, Copper Heights. More than the story, this the life that I chose. Bank salad, win, lose, and draw. Win, lose, and draw.